As Verstappen into the stage, I'm Bex Williams, ready to talk you through it all. Alongside me is our rallying guru, Julian Porter. Oh, already we can see just some rutted sections here that Jos is heading through.
Yeah, they're quite deep, aren't they? Places it's a soft-based road, but it's a different piece of road from what he saw before. Lots of stones and rocks there.
I think that's been the eye-opener for him this weekend. We've seen him compete on 2 gravel events so far this season in the ERC, but this one, maybe probably on the second pass, changes the most in terms of how the stage evolves compared to Hungary, compared to Sweden.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. It does change a lot as all of those cars that pass through. It's a soft base, and the cars dig deep down into it. And also a bit power sapping when you're starting to churn through all of the dirt and the sand. But let's see, Verstappen just wants to get to the end of it. He was in second place in the previous stage, going into the previous stage in the Masters, but he ends up out front.
He is leading now, yeah. Unfortunately, Gabris had an issue on the previous stage, who was previously leading the Masters category for drivers in the ERC, and now it's Jos Verstappen into that lead. Andras Hadding is in second. Dariusz Biedrzycki is in third.
His second win, if as long as he gets to the end of here.
You know, he's looking at the Masters. Ultimately, though, he wants to be on pace with the drivers who are right out front. He's given himself a year to learn the stages, to learn how to drive, certainly on gravel stages, and to compete at this level. And then next year, the plan is to come back for full assault and fight for the title.
Yeah, I mean, just in that section there, that left, right, left, I saw some dust come scooping up over the front, over the bonnet, up over the windscreen. Drivers call it scooping because the front scoops into the middle part, the middle crown of the road, fires all the dust up over the bonnet. Sometimes if the roof vent's open, it'll fire into the roof vent as well. But the car seemed to lose a lot of momentum. As if it was like fesh that you get in like a sandy, really deep sandy dust. Saps the power. I'm keen to see how some people attack this. There is a couple of battles going on, and then there's some people who do want the points for the maximum, like the stage win, the 5 points they can get for that.
Yeah, it's a 5-4-3-2-1 for the top 5 drivers coming through in terms of points awarded. And like I said, Julian, that can be critical.
Yeah.
You know, you want to try and get as many points as you can, but you also have to balance that risk and reward strategy on the final stage of the event. Given whatever your position you're in, do you risk that to try and get these extra points on the board? It's tempting you to push it faster, the power stage.
And that's why it was designed like that, wasn't it? And when you think our championship leaders who we saw crash out there's zero points for them this weekend. So there's some big gains to be made.
There are some big gains, and if you're just coming into coverage, we've just started on the final stage of the 4th round of the FIA European Rally Championship. Rally Poland has certainly delivered in terms of fantastic stages out there this weekend.
It's been beautiful. I mean, the weather's been great, stage been great, lots of people out watching. So it has been a successful weekend here in Poland.
Yaroslav and Marcin Scheer then off into the stage. Back following Verstappen as he makes his way through.
Oh.
Just a little bit of a moment for them. Well, just off to the side on the left-hand side. Oh, no.
Yeah, he's broken the steering and the suspension. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he has. He's spun.
Oh, and he's...
I don't believe this.
There's a stone. There must be a stone. We saw him hit. When we just came on board, we were already heading across. So there must be something in there. I think they said there was a don't cut or the... But it's taken the wheel. The wheel's on, but it's definitely not in the right place. It's pushed back.
Yeah, Renault is just running a little bit further up the road. This is what happens now when an incident happens on a stage like this. The co-driver will run up just to warn the next crew.
What Jos really could do with just doing is just trying to reverse that car back just a little bit, just so it's out of the way. Maybe,
I think that's what he's going to do now. He can just see.
I don't know whether he can go forward into the field.
There's someone there that maybe can help him.
Yeah, taking a video rather than helping him. But just reverse it back off the grass, and then you know your car's kind of safe. Is this what we're going to do? Yeah, we're going into reverse.
Yeah, he's just the problem is it's so soft there where he is. Okay, we've got some more spectators now. Spectator power to try and help push this car. But it looks that the wheel is just spinning, 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 and digging in deeper at the rear of the car.
Jos knows, obviously, he doesn't want to stop the stage because his car's parked there. He knows there's people battling for position, so there's obviously a stone. I mean, if we go, we will probably get a replay of this.
This is, you know, the cruel thing is right here, he's not that far away from the finish. Let's have a look at it.
No, this is Max
McRae. So it's 13.7 seconds for Max. Jos Verstappen.
30, flat 5 left plus.
Max McRae is what I'm reading on the screen.
6 left minus opens on flat jump. 50.
Yeah, when we joined it, we were already, we'd been on the inside of the corner, and we were like slightly launched to the outside of the corner.
50. 4 right minus on brown. Narrow. 30.
Well, it just goes to show you, it really isn't over till it's over.
Yeah.
You know, Jos just had to get through the stage here, but there's been something that's caught him out, whether there is a rock on the line that they've hit.
I have a feeling there's like a stone either in the line, or just he was a little bit greedy on the inside.
Flat 5 in on crest 100. Leftish on crest, the fast 4 left plus half long. 150.
Yeah, he was
13.7 kilometres in. That's where Verstappen has stopped.
Yeah, 1.5 then before the finish.
Okay, they've managed. Oh no, this is Shea.
This is the second car on the road, and it's in the same place. Because there's Verstappen's co-driver. Renault's running down. He's trying to move a stone or something, isn't he? Look, he's trying to lift something. Has he managed to move what was in the way? I'm not sure.
So this is car number 21. This is Jaroslav Shea, who was second on the road. This is huge drama. I don't think we've ever seen two cars have an issue, one after the other, on the final stage of the event.
I saw Renault bending down to move. I don't know whether he was moving a wheel off the other car or whether he was moving
So Shea is off just a little bit earlier. It's 13.3 kilometres.
Opens flat into.
I wouldn't have thought Renault would run 400, 500 metres, but anyway. Yeah.
Opens flat 5 half long.
Okay, we're with Max McRae right now, who's making his way through, as you can see, a super rutted area.
Oh, hang about, we're reversing, because is he checking that they're okay?
This is Jakub Brzezinski now.
You see, he has to stop, and he maybe didn't see the cars, because I don't see Jos' car, so
they may well have stopped just to check that everybody is.
He hasn't got back to his car yet, so he's thinking, hang about.
Yeah.
I've gone past a car here without seeing a car. Where is the car? He's about to. Verstappen's in here somewhere. Yeah, there's Jos. So he's, because the Shea's car's quite far off the road, isn't it?
Yeah, it was more in the field, and so Jos's is still, as you can see, right there. So if you are just joining the coverage, wondering what is going on right now, remarkably, we've had two cars that have made mistakes in this stage. Jos Verstappen is now putting it into that little section there. But Jos has clipped something. We think he's broken his steering. Shea, we've just seen off the road. We've seen the crew out of the car. Everyone is okay, but there is something around the 13-kilometre mark, maybe a little bit just after 13 Ks, which has caught these guys out.
I think there's two things, because Jos Verstappen, he spun within 100 meters or so, didn't he? So I think there's maybe 2. Oh, he's got puncture.
Max is pulling over, it looks like.
No, he just couldn't get around the corner.
But he thinks he may. He just said, I think I have a puncture.
It didn't turn very well, though, did it, at all? Jakob's got some story to tell when he gets here. He's now just cruising because he's stopped to check. The regulation is you cannot go past a car without stopping if you don't see an OK board.
Yeah.
There was no OK board because he hadn't got to the car.
Yeah. So Jakob has done absolutely the right thing by stopping just to check that everybody is OK. That is the protocol, as Julian said. That is the way things are done here. But my goodness, big stories to tell already. So Shea, just to confirm, was 13.4 kilometers into the stage when he stopped. Verstappen was 13.7.
And Christoph's just got a little bit of dust here because obviously Jakob was stopped for a little bit of time.
Well, these guys seem to be going well. For Christoph Bubek, this has been his ERC debut. And we have been really pleased to see him. He's had a fantastic event, he really has.
And he's been so cool at end of stages as well.
He completes then with a time of 8:33.9. And that is maybe now our first competitive time on the board because Jakob had to slow down just to check Verstappen and Shea, he would have come across first. We're OK. Let's get back with Max McRae.
What stage to finish the rally? Tell us what you saw in there and why you had to slow.
So big crash, Shea and Verstappen, very crash. It's okay, crew. It's sport.
Congratulations for getting to the end of it.
Jakob. Jakob passes to Jakob.
OK, right.
Now, we were on board with Max McRae just a few moments ago when he said, I think I have a puncture.
So I would say if there is one, it's front left because he didn't turn in very well at all on that 90 right junction.
We're only quoting what we heard him say.
At the front left, when we were quite low down with the heli, does look a bit flat.
Christoph, what a stage to finish off Rally Poland. Tell us overall, however, how your experience has been.
It was fantastic weekend, really. Thanks for my best co-driver, for my team, for my friends, for my family and partners. They support me and we can start here. It was fantastic weekend, the best in my rally career, I think. We are very, very happy.
He's done over 60 events, 3 of which have been Rally Poland.
What he doesn't realise is he's got past McRae because...
yes, they were battling,
They were battling, yeah.
So, yeah, Christoph Bubek was 4.2 seconds behind McRae coming into this one. In 11th position overall, Max was in 10th, but obviously we're seeing Max losing time here. Just such a shame because he'd worked hard today.
Tyres off the rim. Tyre is off the rim.
There we go.
That could be in a rut. It could be anything that's knocked that off the rim.
There's so many things that can, like you mentioned, ruts, rocks. We're seeing quite a few loose strewn rocks around.
Tell you what, those people who were in a battle for the podium and in other fights, they'll be watching this thinking, oh my word, we've got to go in today, yeah?
What is happening out there? We will try and regroup in a moment, just guide you through what has gone on so far, but Max McRae completes. That's a real shame that he's lost that position right on the final stage because he'd worked well today to battle with Christoph. So he comes through with a 9:11 on the final stage, the power stage for us, which is 37 seconds behind Christoph's time. Andrea Mabellini and Virgie Lenzi are now into this final stage. Let's pick up with Jakub Matulka.
A bit of a disaster on the last stage after what was a really clean rally. Any idea what caused it?
Yeah, a bit of a shame. We kind of had a good run up until now, no mistakes, and then just went kind of, the rear got caught up on one rut and then into the next corner, and it put it onto two wheels, and then obviously when it's full into the next rut, it's just popped the tyre off the bead. So a bit of a shame because we got up to 10th position, but that's the way it is, yeah.
Made it to the finish at least.
Yeah, we can be happy with that. We did a clean rally, no mistakes the whole event, so yeah, I can be happy with that.
Yeah, and he needed that throughout the event. It's a shame that that's happened, but from the moment he's described, the fact that he's gone up on two wheels, the weight of the car, it's understandable that's happened, but he's through. Now, if you are just joining us, the first two cars on the road have not made it through the stage. Both crew are okay, but both of them have had incidents, Jos Verstappen and Jaroslav Scheer.
Yeah, we're still not 100% sure about the Jaroslav Scheer, are we? But we saw he was parked facing the wrong direction.
Yeah. And in not a region not far away from Verstappen. Verstappen was at 13.7, Scheer was 13.4. So a chat about Jakob Matulka then, because he was in 9th position heading into this final stage. He's had a good run here this weekend. There's been, I think he's put a wheel wrong, Matulka.
No, he's had a solid run. I mean, yeah, he's at home, but he has had a good positive run at the top level car. Some big drivers in front of him and in and around him.
And he's told us, you know, it's been two brains he's had to use this weekend. One for the European Rally Championship, one for the Polish Championship. So a lot going on for
this year for him. It's about the Polish Championship. This season in the European Championship is about learning.
Looking good on the split times here. And it is the fastest time through so far for Jakob Matulka, 8:29.4.
See an arty shot there with a little mirror. It's got a mirror. There's a mirror on the side of the road. One of those reflective kind of driveway things to see if it's clear. Could get a cool shot through that.
Well done for noticing. 4 drivers are through on the final stage of Rally Poland. Then Jakob Matulka is leading the way in terms of time right now, 8:29.4. There he is heading towards stop control. It's about high time I introduce our stage end reporter. That is Holly McRae. Didn't have a chance earlier. It was all a bit frantic at the start. Let's hand out to Holly. Let's get a couple of words with Jakob.
Does look committed for Mabellini.
Jakob leading the way in terms of time to the end of this stage. It's been an interesting weekend for you, balancing championships. Tell us how it's been.
Yeah, it was a really nice weekend for us. Really nice rally. I really like this stages. Overall, we can be happy. Good points for the Polish Championship. In the ERC, it is how it is. I think we could do much more, but I hope we will do better next year.
It's always good to have that target, though, isn't it? You know, he'll want to improve on it next. He's within the top 10. Should finish within the top 10. He's in 9th coming into it. And then, you know, the gaps behind him were big, so he's fine with that.
When we first went on to the exterior shot of Mabellini, that damage is from a stage earlier. When we first went on an exterior shot with Mabellini, he was in a long corner, and it looked committed. There's Jaroslav Scheer's car parked up, and there's Verstappen's.
Well, just hard to believe that the first 2 cars on the road have come across problems around about, you know, within the same kind of half a kilometre, really. That's definitely a first. Andrea Mabellini, though, as you said, looking really committed. And remind you that Mabellini is in 8th position overall. He's 12.4 seconds behind Milja Hansen coming into this. But right now, Mabellini is focused on just getting this car to the end of the rally.
I mean, if he can get some big-ish points in the power stage, you know, a 5 or a 4 for first or second fastest, that's as much as taking all the gambles to try and make 2 places up.
He'll look forward to his home event, which is next on the championship calendar for us, Rally di Roma. And Mabellini completes 8 minutes 17 seconds is the time. It's a massive 12.3 seconds faster than Matulka. We are seeing, though, that Milja Hansen is just a little bit quicker on the splits, the early splits. Not by much, just by tenths of seconds. It's been a tough weekend, certainly, for Andrea and for Virgi. We'll hear from them very shortly. And they'll be very much looking forward to the tarmac of home in just a few weeks' time. This is the last of the gravel events now as part of the European Rally Championship.
And it's been a pretty intense part of the season, hasn't it?
It has, one after the other.
Yeah, every 2 to 2.5 weeks away on an event. So they've not got much rest before Rome, but at least it's at home.
Let's cross out to Holly then.
Andrea, it's been a difficult weekend for you and Virgi, but you've persevered through it. More points for the championship. What can you take away from your Rally Poland experience?
I think the most difficult rally I ever done. Not because of the race, but because of all the things that happened. Especially for an Italian, I'm really sorry for what happened again. The main problem was that you know, once you are driving these cars, you feel like a superhero, but sometimes the reality came in your face, and it's difficult to keep going. I think that this one was the main problem we had this weekend. But at least we finished the rally. I need to, like always, to thank the team, Virgi, because they made like more the psychological thing of me than the technical part for this weekend. So I'm glad that I have a big family around me, so it's important. So now the gravel is ended, we go back to Rome. We can't wait for our hometown rally, so let's see Rome, let's see in Italy.
See you there.
Yeah, it certainly has been an emotional weekend for everyone on the championship.
Okay, let's see what's going on here then. Milja Hansen quicker than Mabellini. Tempestini quicker than Johansson. We were thinking there might be some position changes at the minute. It's going to be as it was.
Yeah, Hansen completes. It is just a fraction slower, though, than Mabellini.
I know he's not been massively happy all weekend. That's the level that they want to be at, but he's still very, very young and very, very inexperienced in this level of car. I think he's had a good weekend.
So Mabellini leads the stage with an 8.17. Milja Hansen with an 8.18.1. We've got 6 drivers through so far on the final stage, the power stage. Milja Hansen will take 7th position overall, or will he take 6? Who knows? We have to wait for Tempestini to complete first. Small gaps between them.
Challenging weekend for you, but you've come away with a good haul of points for the championship. Can you be happy at the end of the weekend?
I mean, yeah, the result is okay, I think. With the circumstances we had this week, I think it's an okay result. For sure, we could have done more with better preparations, but yeah, this week was just to compete in the honor of Matteo, and yeah, I hope he is proud.
Yeah, Milja Hansen and both Andrea Mabellini talking about, of course, Matteo Doretto. Okay, Simone Tempestini. He needs to keep Mille Johansson behind. He's doing a good job of it on the split so far. He's 9/10 up on Johansson. Coming into this stage, it was the smallest gap between this pairing. 1.6 seconds in Tempestini's advantage.
He's passed the place that caught out the first two cars. Again, maybe Simone might have wanted a bit more out of this, but it's another finish. You know, he's had a troubled start to the season. He finished the last round, and that was what his statement was at the end of the rally. I've got to the end. I've now got some momentum. I've got some points.
A lot of the cars are looking quite battered coming into this final power stage. There's the countdown to Mabellini's fastest time on the board. Tempestini completes. It is the new fastest time on the board for Simone, 8:15.8. They hold on to their position in the overall standings. They'll walk away with 6 from Rally Poland. And right now could well be in the money for some power stage points. They're just seeing on that slow-mo, they're just riding up onto the bank for Simone. And that's what it's all about now, is seeing how many extra points you can get here. For Tempestini, I'm sure he would have wanted a little bit more than 6th position overall. But now is the opportunity to try and see if you can bag yourself those extra points. It is Tempestini in the driving seat right now, leading the power stage.
That's the fastest time on the board so far, and 6 points for the championship at the moment. Can you be happy with your weekend's work?
We need to be happy. For sure, we need to be happy. It was a nice weekend for us. A really nice event, and for sure here in Poland there is such a incredible tradition. I think that also the WRC events are helping to get closer with the people. But anyway, I feel every time when I come in Poland that year it's they love rally, and so on. My thoughts are also about something that happens the past days. So it was not an easy rally for everyone, but yeah, sometimes I cannot say anything. I don't know what to say, but yeah. Ciao.
I think everybody has Matteo's memory on their mind this weekend. It has been an emotional one here in Poland. And of course, our thoughts are with the entire family. John Armstrong and Shane Byrne have had a pretty magical 24 hours, haven't they? They have just been throwing this car through the Polish stages. We're with Mads Osberg now, though. And Mads is going to be the next driver to complete the stage. Should walk away with 5th position here. He's kind of got big gaps in time around him. But let's see what he can do in terms of delivering maybe some point-scoring stage times. Had an issue yesterday with a loss of power on the afternoon stages. Not drastically, but enough not to be right in the fight.
Yeah, it cost him a few seconds. They replaced the turbocharger in the service last night, and yeah, he come out with fresh vigor today.
Yeah, we've seen some great pace out there from Osberg throughout the morning. Right now, though, that is the 4th fastest time on the board. With the drivers remaining, may not be enough to get some power stage points here, but he should walk away with 5th position in the event.
I love that sequence of corners. This looks so nice. It's where you want to go and stand and watch a rally car. That's how deep the ruts are.
Yeah, do you know what? These cars need a little bit of love after this event, don't they?
Mads, it's been quite the weekend for you, but a good result in the end nonetheless. How would you summarise your Rally Poland experience?
Yeah, well, I think first of all, it's really impressive what Giovanni has done to fly here with zero notice and just jump into the car and join us for a rally like this. It's really impressive. So I'm really proud of him. And yeah, we are getting a good result, but of course we want to fight on the top. Unfortunately, this time we caught some issues with the car, and we were put out of position to fight. So I think we did what we could today to keep that position, and that was the target of the day.
Big shout out to Giovanni Bernacchini for stepping in at the last minute to co-drive Mads, and for Mads, you know, doing the entire event with English pace notes, which he can do, obviously, but it is outside of his comfort zone.
Yeah, out of his comfort zone, but as you say, and not such a challenging event.
Absolutely. Isak Grierson has been impressive again. We saw him on the podium for the first time in his ERC career on his home event in Sweden just a few weeks ago. He's come here and he's been right in amongst it. He's been impressive. We've seen stage wins from him. We've also seen really full-on commitment from Grierson.
He's in a good fourth place. So that'll be a fourth, a third, and a fourth on his 3 events that he's done. I mean, that's a pretty good count back, that is.
For a young driver, it is pretty incredible. He is star of the future. There's no doubt in that. Now remember, it's Tempestini leading the stage. Just looking at Grierson's time, he's 1.7 behind at the final split. You can see that on the screen. Let's see if he's made up any time in this last sector of stage. Last couple of 100 meters now. 2.1 seconds off Tempestini's pace. That's 3rd fastest at the moment.
Yeah, he might not get a point in the power stage when you think Armstrong, Marchek, Sesk still to come. He might just drop out into 6th fastest with the pace. Look at the line that they're taking. It was a bit ragged, that run, if I'm honest, when you just watch that bit.
There's been quite a few of them, though. Tempestini's was as well.
Yeah.
He was up onto the banking, but still, he's got the fastest time on the board. So that is Isak making his way to the stop control. Holly's going to have a chat with him for us. It's been great having him as part of the European Rally Championship for the gravel events this season.
Isak, lots of learning for you this weekend and a stage win this morning. Not bad for a first visit to Poland. How was it inside the car?
Oh, it's been so challenging. So much to learn. I understand now even more why it's so important to do these rallies many times before you really can challenge the fastest guys. There's so much to learn and things to take in count, but I think we have done a solid result. This three-round campaign we have done now, we have had good results, and I'm really grateful for having the chance to do it. And I just want to thank everyone who made it possible, and I hope it really can open some more doors for the future.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
hope so too, Isak. It really has been a pleasure having you on board this week, not just this weekend, but the past few weekends in ERC. And we're really keen to see him on more events. Now, John Armstrong. It was going to be a tight battle between him and Nico Marchik in this stage, as our rally leader heads into the final one. However, Armstrong has picked up a 10-second penalty for destroying a chicane. That's the team watching back at base. Now, you know, this is a pretty important result for John, because this would be the first podium of the season. We saw him on the podium last year.
It was in Poland, wasn't it?
Poland.
The last round.
So he could get, that was his first ERC podium last year. He could pick up another one here this weekend. He's got to make it to the end of the stage. He's almost there.
Oh, he's now up on the split as well. Because he was down at 3rd fastest at one point. He's now up by 0.7. But yeah, John, it's year 2 in this car at this level. Not on this rally, though, because we were on a tarmac rally in Poland. But as we've said a few times over the weekend, he spent so much time in Poland.
Oh, look at that, fastest through. John Armstrong then takes the fastest time and a podium here at Rally Poland.
That's
Third
good.
position overall, and the first on gravel.
Yeah, nice, nice.
Yeah, as you said, Jules, last year was on tarmac, now it's on gravel, and he's been really impressive this weekend.
Yeah, he has, and he's always had success in Poland in any category in the European Championship. He's now got a podium to tick off the whole set, so to speak.
Sent out to Miko Marcik, who's in second position coming into this stage. And we'll hear from John.
John, congratulations, a second ERC podium for you, and the first with Shane. Great memories here in Poland for you now.
Yeah, that's two ERC podiums in Poland, so one on tarmac, one on gravel, and my first podium, I think, anywhere overall on gravel. So that's really nice to do that on this surface, because yeah, we know I'm fast on tarmac, but you have to be fast ever, and there's usually more gravel. So yeah, great weekend. Shane done a brilliant job, the team done a great job. It's not been an easy rally, it's actually quite a rough rally, and yeah, big thanks to my Rally Academy, M-Sport, and everyone supporting us. So we're really happy to get a podium, and yeah, it's been a bit of a bleak year result-wise, so this is a good one for the books.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is.
We are glad to see it turn around. It always does.
Marcik not pushing. He didn't have to push. And something that he might know, but Poland's had a very, very successful day, because Robert Kubica has just won Le Mans 24 hours.
Wow, okay.
Wow, yeah.
Well,
all that Robert Kubica went through. Robert Kubica's done Rally Poland before. He probably wasn't watching Rally Poland this weekend, though.
Do you know what? Miko, when we were chatting before the event, referenced Robert Kubica, and you know, the people who'd inspired him to get behind the wheel, and watching Robert, he said just being on the stages here as a youngster, watching the rally in Poland, this is what truly inspired him to get behind the wheel and do this, and he's been so successful. He's been on the top step of the podium previously at his home event. He's taken 2 other podiums away from here as well, and it's looking good right now as we head into the final meters of this stage.
What is interesting for championship points is he's going to get a good load for second overall. I don't think he's going to get any bonus points in the power stage. So he's gained some somewhere, but he's lost some to others on the power stage.
Right now, leader of the power stage is Armstrong, then Tempestini, Mabellini, Reus and Johansson. Let's see how Marcik fits into this. Flying finish just there. 3.9 seconds off the pace right at the front, but second position overall at his home event at Rally Poland.
Yeah.
And great for the championship. He was trying not to think about the championship. He was trying to think only about driving this weekend and not think about winning here at home, the pressure at home, the championship. He was trying to put all of that on the back shelf. Forget all of that, concentrate on the driving. He's done that. He'll walk away with second position.
He had a podium in Hungary. Now he has 2 podiums this year, starting to build a good championship campaign.
Yeah, it's good work by the team behind him. It is a team sport, not just driver and co-driver. There's a lot of people involved to make it all work.
Miko, congratulations. You delivered exactly what your home fans were looking for this weekend, and that puts you at the top of the championship leaderboard. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's good. Unfortunately, we did not manage to keep the balance between the risk level and fighting for the power stage point, and it's a pity because we had speed here and these points would be important, but okay, it's not the topic. I'm really happy because we are on the second place in Rally Polski. It's really important for the European Rally Championship. Now we are after half of the season, and it's a good season for us. We would like to keep like that and use all our strong points, like reliability, to being on the finish line and trying to show the good speed. this weekend was good for us. Now we should be same on the tarmac.
Okay.
It is the tarmac. Yeah, absolutely. The tarmac that beckons as we watch Martin Sesks and Renars Francis now, who have been on the top step of the podium in Poland previously, back in 2023. They've had 2 wins in ERC, Latvia as well, so 3 in total. They're looking for a 4th right now. The team watch on. It's been a masterclass from Martins out there this weekend.
I've just flicked the split times up. If I'm looking at the correct thing here, that is outrageous. John Armstrong quickest through so far. And I've got Martin Sesk and Reina Francis 7.6 seconds faster.
They are not shaving any speed on this final run. They are absolutely making it count.
It's 10 now.
He's just stretching his legs here on the final power stage, isn't he? What a performance this weekend from Martins and Renars. They take ERC win number 4.
That is quite astounding.
Brilliant performance. As I said, an absolute masterclass. That's what we've come to expect from Martin Sesks. He loved the ERC. He wanted to come back and do a round this year. He's picked Poland, which he was so successful on previously, and he's done it again.
That's a massive stage time. Huge stage time. He's won an ERC rally by over a minute. I wouldn't like to say the last time that happened. We're normally winning by tenths of seconds.
4th different winner of the season as well, and deservedly they should be getting on top of that car to celebrate. There we go. Martins and Renars take the victory here at Rally Poland. We'll be hearing from them in just a few moments. And there's Dad alongside.
Martins, congratulations. Your ERC comeback couldn't have gone any better. How are you feeling after that incredible result?
Well, as I said, it's always been great to be back in Poland, and it's always been great to be back in red. Thank you.
We'll let you get to the podium now.
Thank you.
Yeah, podium celebrations, I'm sure, for Martins and Reynolds will be pretty sweet. I was about to say they haven't put a foot wrong this weekend, but they have.
There's been a couple of moments.
There's been a couple of moments, but it has been a masterclass out there. So they take 5 points on the power stage. Armstrong takes 4, Tempestini 3, Mabellini 2, and Rierson takes 1. That's the stage classification for you then on our final power stage of the event. A fantastic time from Sesks. They're 10 seconds faster than anyone else. Overall classification confirming that Martin Sesks takes the win at the 81st Rally Poland over Miko Marczyk, with John Armstrong in 3rd position overall. That's our top 3, Sesks, Marczyk and Armstrong. Rierson takes 4th position with Mads Osberg in 5th. Tempestini holds on to 6th with Milja Hansen in 7th. Mabellini takes 8th position overall. Jakob Matulka takes 9th and Christoph Bubik takes 10th position on what has been a fairly dramatic power stage, with the first 2 cars that we saw making their way through the stage going off the road. Both crews were okay, but it was quite a surprise, I think, and a wake-up call for everybody who certainly was watching. Martin Sesks then, the winner of the power stage, the winner of the rally. And we have seen some big gaps in time. When he wants to stretch his legs behind the wheel and put his foot to the floor, he really does that. He obviously felt comfortable on this final power stage, and he's shown us just what he is capable of in terms of time against the others. Full 10 seconds faster than second place John Armstrong through the power stage. Brilliant stuff from Martins on what is a one-off ERC appearance this season. And he'll go back to his WRC duties now. So the Drivers' Championship, how is it looking now then? Miko Marczyk is leading on 81 points. Mads Osberg's in 2nd position. Rupert Kornen, who unfortunately for him it was game over earlier on today, is in 3rd. Rierson is 4th. Mabellini is 5th. Then we've got John Armstrong with that podium on 46 points now in 6th position. Then Milja Hansen and Martin Sesks to complete the top 8. But it is Miko Marcik who is out front, leading the FIA European Rally Championship after 4 rounds in what now is the midpoint of the championship season. That is the way things stand. Then it'll be really interesting to see now as we move to the tarmac rounds, which follow, to see who will dominate. Will we get domination out there, I wonder, Jules? I mean, we've had 4 different winners so far this year, so
it'll be interesting to see.
It's a real good mix. It really will be. Miko Marcik then, championship leader, and he sounded really positive, didn't he, at that final stage end? Quite a bit of fighting talk moving on to the tarmac stages. It's been a good first half of the season for Miko. He will want that to continue on as we move into the next, and he'll be wanting to get some wins on the board.
Yeah, and he's had a good, as you say, he leads that championship. He's not dropped a score yet. Take even the drop score off, he's still out front in the championship by 8 points to his closest rival. So it has been a very, very positive weekend.
Okay, I think it's around about time that we head down to the podium.
In 3rd place, representing M Sport Ford World Rally Team, John Armstrong and Shane Byrne. Trophies for 3rd place presented by Piotr Piercevich, Mayor of Morongovo Commune. Place, Miko Marcik and Szymon Gospodarczyk. Trophies for 2nd place presented by Jakub Doraszyński, Mayor of Mrongowo City. The winners of ERC ORLEN Oil 81st Rally Poland 2025, representing Team MRF Tires, Martin Sesks and Reynars Francis. Joining the podium, the winning tire supplier, MRF Tires, represented by Vivek Ponisami, team representative of MRF Tires. Trophies for 1st place presented by Michal Sikora, president of Polish Automobile and Motorcycle Federation. Trophy for the winning tire supplier presented by Jaroslav Novorol, chairman of the organizing committee of ORLEN Oil 81st Rally Poland. Please stand for the national anthem of the winning crew. And now it's time to celebrate!
And celebrate they will. And that's all we have time from here at Rally Poland. We'll see you next on the tarmac event of Rally de Roma. Thanks for watching, everyone.